All right, guys, I have been contemplating my next project, but I came into a problem with this little fella right here. He keeps whooping my butt on his power wheels against my lawnmower. So I'm going to build something to beat him. You hear that? What are we building, dude?
Duck.
Yeah! Definitely was not scripted. No, it was scripted. 100% scripted. Plan is to build one, not just regular, run-of-the-mill, just go-kart to go drive around the backyard. I'm going to build one that I can also race at dirt track ovals in the region where I live with like the Harbor Freight clone motors. So I'll have to come up with one of those. But we're going to build this thing from the beginning. We're just going to build the chassis and go from there. Let's start with legitimately just tubing. Like we're going all out. Huh.
Yeah.
Probably be like a 3 or 4 part build series. So this is just going to be the first video. I'm going to lay out the chassis how I want it. I've done a ton of research on these frames and I haven't really got anything useful. So I'm going to kind of go off what I did find and kind of get the wheelbase right. I'm going to build a box out of tape on the garage floor here. Measure out like wheelbase, width and all that. And then I have a body coming, one of those dirt oval bodies. But with that body on it, or I could kind of build it into that body, so that helps. I know that those are just plastic or fiberglass, but it helps. So this will be the laboratory right here. I'm going to measure it out with this tape measure. I'm going to throw down some of this yellow tape right there on my C10, and then we're going to start building the go-kart chassis just out of tape. Sick. And then we will just get going on it, I guess. So I ran out of battery on my GoPro, and my camera's little holder thing's not working right. So I'll show you guys the plan, paper, and there's a fly, paper-wise, and my little template I built with my assistant. Okay, so this is the plan right here. I've kind of looked over, like I said, a bunch of dirt track oval go-karts. This is similar to how all the frames are, or similar to how most of them are. Obviously, I just drew a design. I'm probably not going to do that. So the local dirt track, outdoor dirt track, has its own specifications of how your kart needs to be, which if I bought one for like $3,500 new, it would come how I wanted it. My goal is to keep this under 1,000 with the motor included. So maximum length on these things that you can run, and obviously I need the foot pedal extension and the rear bumper here, so this isn't exactly to scale, is 74 inches. 50 inches is the maximum width. Wheelbase will be 39.75 to 50 inches, haven't decided. All right, so that's the general idea of what this is gonna look like. So that is 50 inches by 74 inches. My assistant, how you doing, dude? Is just, you know, confirming square, which it's as close as I could get with duct tape, and a little cheapo square and a little cheapo tape measure. So like I said, this is a budget go-kart build. If I like it, or maybe I'll build another one. I can have some buddies race with me. That'd be a good time. So I'm going to start making designs in here, how I want stuff to go. And then we'll go from there. All right, guys, good news. We're building a go-kart. Got some parts in. Let's do this. All right, so naturally, hey.
Yeah.
I don't have the right tools to open this. So I like to purchase parts that get me excited about the build, right? This thing's all from scratch. So we got to make it excitable, get me pumped up. So I naturally bought something that I don't need till the end, but I want it now. Bingo, there it is. I am so pumped about this. So this is the body for the go-kart. I'm going to get it out and I'll lay it out for you guys. All right, there it is laid out, guys. That thing, that's what I wanted. That's the look I wanted. I love these go-kart bodies. I think they're super cool. They kind of set it apart. The offset look, it looks really wide, but that might just be what they look like. I'm not really sure. I just thought it was cool. I thought it was going to be lighter plastic, but it's like a thick, hard plastic, which is good because these things get rubbed up pretty good at the track. So this is it. I got the body. Now I can build it into the body how I want it. It fits my template of legalness, so that's good. I got a foot pedal cage coming. I think that's what they're called. Where I put my foot that'll bolt to the frame when I build the frame right here. And then with that shows up, build everything back. This is it. We're building a go-kart. What are we building? What are we building? Yeah. All right, so we got the Terry Labonte kart wrapped. So we have a goal now in mind to get it going, huh, bud?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I'll show you the plans. So that's what she looks like right now. So I've asked friends who have these carts for like kind of rough dimensions on like frame widths. So we're gonna go, I think it's like 20 to 21 in the rear between the two frame rails where the bumpers would match up. And remember, they're offset carts too. So that's why it is the way that it is. Obviously, this is not a pro wrap job. Give me a break. It's vinyl from for a Cricut or for a little vinyl cutter deal, but it's looks cool from a distance. It's gonna get beat up. They get beat up. It's the kind of body that can get beat up because it's hard plastic, so it's not fiberglass ones that get holes put in them. So the only issue I have right now is the amount of room in my garage because I buy things that I don't need constantly, to include a new race car that's not the little race car that I once had that I now traded for this big race car. So we're just gonna make it happen in the little space we got. I will show you guys what we're starting with. I have like three 20-foot sticks of this tubing stuff. I'm a guffer stuffaloo with a baby holder, tiny baby jail on it. Got that, and I got tires to kind of, they're not the ones I want to run, but they're just tires I got cheap to use as like mock-up. I bought a pedal well thingamabobber, and then that's for the front body mount so that it's, I wanted something to kind of build off of, so that's that. Rear axle, I can take measurements. I kind of know what I'm going to get. And then seat, obviously, motor, obviously, brakes, all that fun stuff will be further down the line. But we're going to start building the chassis first, and we'll walk you guys through what I do. When I said I was building this cheap, I really meant it. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm using real quick. Harbor Freight tube bender or tube kinker. This line on the right in the middle is the center line of the whole build. And then this would be the center line of the offset cart, which if I build it like that, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. So we're just gonna send it. Everything's great. It's just totally fine. My box isn't square, so that makes it pretty much impossible to get anything right. So, changing up a little bit. I'm not going to do a total offset cart. I'm going to offset it, but it's going to be built kind of right down the middle. Make it a little easier to, I don't know, finish this thing, and then I'll just move the seat over so that makes it offset. But the frame itself is going to be square both sides. I'm just going to do one side how I want it, and then the other side I'll do the same, and then I'll cut the angles in the tubing, and we'll weld it together. So here's what I got so far. I have a dimension thing on my phone of the local track that we race at. So this will be where the rear axle is. 20 inches apart is how the bumpers mount. So that'll be right there. Obviously, I'll have some, you can kind of see the marks there. So just different offset wheels for each side. And then we'll move up here. This will be kind of where the front pillar thing is. And then this will be the front pedal mount. It'll go into the body. I need to just build the cart with the right wheelbase, and then I'll make the body fit. It just looks pretty freaking cool. So you can also see where I drew the body up here, but I have it like marked for like wheelbase. There's like some lines and stuff. It makes sense in my head. I got tired of bending over and laying on the ground trying to make this thing, so I changed it. So I got a sawhorse set up here, completed the first bend. It looks kind of janky on here. It's pretty close to being level-ish maybe. So I did the old Harbor Freight pipe bending trick. I didn't film it, I apologize. I made a center point, and then I did bends, go working their way out. I think I only made it to like these ones. I didn't get that far, but I wrote them on there just in case. This is pretty well bent. This is just gonna be the front kind of curve, and then that pedal basket, I don't know what it's called, that thing is gonna extend off of this. So now I gotta build the basic frame rails that are gonna come out like this from this thing. Now I'm gonna end up welding some flat stock right here. And then I ordered a spindle kit. The spindle kit should be here, I don't know, one of these days. I'm gonna start working on that tube now that will come, the two frame rail tubes that'll come out and hold the rear axle. This obviously isn't gonna be a big enough piece of metal to do it on, but it at least gets me that. So let's get after it. Okay, so if you've never been anything with the Harbor Freight tube benders, there's a trick to it. Found that on a YouTube video. So I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing. I tried everything. That's why I bent that bar up on the garbage can there first, just to make sure it worked. So the theory I'm using will be making a mark on the bar. Well, this is obviously not where it should be. I got to move it over. So I marked the center of these guys. It should be straight across. And then here, let me adjust it just a tickle. These will slide over. Make sure you obviously have enough to meet that. And obviously you can adjust this as needed. So as you can see my marks, the one that's right in the middle right now is center of where I want the bend. The big marks are 1/2 inch, the small marks are 1 inch, which I guess I did that backwards. But I'm gonna go out 1 inch first and then I'll work my way back in if I don't like how it's bent. And then we'll take it over there and we'll set it on the template. I think I'm just gonna do 2 of these the exact same. And then we're just gonna have a centered cart because I've never done this before. So I'd like to build a full tube chassis car, so better start with the go-kart since that's just sitting there.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you.
Okay, as you can tell, spot on. That was just luck pulling it off at the right time. I'm gonna have to do this again with another one. So this will run out to here. I'm probably gonna end up cutting this a little shorter just to get it to work better with the front spindle bumper thing. So now we gotta do it over here. I'm not gonna film that because my 2-year-old or my 3-year-old keeps trying to take my phone. So I'm gonna put it up and play some music and then I'll show you guys when I'm done. That is an offset go-kart. So, well, not really. I'm not done yet. So I know that I want these. Well, I don't want it to get blurry on me. That piece and that piece. I still need to add a piece right here because the motor mount's gonna go right in here. This tube, however, is gonna just have one bend in it to connect here. And then it's gonna just run this way, all the way down and out the back. I have to be a certain distance right here between this piece of tape where my pinky is and this piece of tape so that my axle will fit. Now, just to remind you, this is not gonna be racing on one of the big, well, maybe there's a track near me. The big, huge ovals you see online. It'll be in a barn with a bunch of other guys who bought old shifter car chassis and converted them. So it's not really, there's some that are legit offset carts, but this should be semi-competitive, I believe, if I can get it right. So I'm gonna bend this bar up right here, the straight bar right there. Just put one bend in it to go from, kind of do this mirrored, there to the tire, to about here, similar to this one. And then I'm gonna do a crossbar back here. Oh boy, wrong way. Back in this area to just kind of put it together. And then I gotta figure something out for a seat. Might build my own. Probably not, because it's easier just to order one to put my big butt in. And then we'll go from there. So hook you guys up on time lapse to see me do it. Or no, I'll just do it and then I'll show you. How about that? Deal. Okay, give me a sec. Guys, I've laid it out. I did some mediocre welding at best, so we're not gonna zoom into those. Triangulated, because I think triangles are strong, I've been told. But this is kind of it laid out. Obviously, there's no rear axle yet. I have front spindles. I'll show you guys those in a sec. They're in that box. I have the pedal foot pedal holder thingamabobber. I gotta figure out how to mount that the way it wants to mount. You want it to be able to do this, because you're gonna do that. Crash. You're gonna crash. So this is where we're at with this so far. These are all tacked together. I kind of want to keep it like this until I have the other stuff that I'm going to put on it. I might run like a cross brace here probably just to stiffen it up. But you don't want it too stiff. You want a little bit of flex. It's pretty flat. It's not perfect. This part right here did not go well. But anyways, it should be good. It should be fine. It's fine. So these are like the motor mount thing. I'll explain that when I get a motor. I don't even really know how to explain it, but that's that. I bought these custom weldable spindle doohickeys here. So these are, I believe this is like, goes on you mount it, and then I don't know if it turns with inside of this or what, but it does something there. These are the arms that'll come off of that. So those will be welded together. How so, I'm not sure, but something like that. And then that's what your heim joint will connect to. And it'll pull it this way and that way. Bada bing, bada boom. And then these guys, I think, weld to this. I'm not positive, and I'm not super thrilled because this is supposed to be kind of coped, I think, to fit around this, and it's not. So that's what the hub will connect to for the wheel and tire. It is an offset cart, so these are two different size lengths. I don't know if you can see that inside my Ziploc there. But that's the front suspension. Just purchased this little doohickey. They're little Amazon pedal things. They were on there for like 18 bucks or 19 bucks or something. So these are going to be the pedals. They're not very big. The guy in the thing online looked like he must have had tiny hands because they looked big in his hands. So I'll have to figure all this out. It came with a throttle cable, which is cool. So the Go Fast cable is there. I don't know if I'm even going to use that. Might as well. Came with it. All in all, right now, my big expenses so far were the body, which I don't even know if I'm going to count that towards the total because that was just because I wanted it and may or may not even run it. The body was like 250 bucks, 20 bucks for the pedal assembly. The other stuff was about maybe with the spindle and the motor mount was about 100 total. And then tubing's like 30 bucks. So we're doing good. We're doing good. I'm bad at math. I don't even remember what I just said, so I'll have to write it down. The motor I'm going to get's about $475-ish from a buddy of mine. So that's the plan with that. So I have a seat coming in that should be here this weekend. Probably not a legal seat to run, but I can build my own or make it work. Hopefully. Wham, guys. We got it seated. Obviously, I got to build brackets to get it mounted. These are the parts that I have right now other than the spindles. So I'm probably going to end this video right here. I'm going to order a rear axle. Like I said, this is cheap. We're going Amazon on everything. For the most part, I bought some stuff from a different website for front steering. Maybe I won't use that. Maybe I'll go buy some Amazon stuff for cheaper. I haven't decided yet. But this is where we're at. We got a decent little frame, offset frame delt, thrown together here. I got a motor mount as well. I'll have to show you guys. It's in a box over there. But yeah, guys, here it is for now. This is step one, or not step one. This is part one of the go-kart build series. Thank you guys for watching Brand 5 Garage. I appreciate it. If you haven't, we're supposed to say on the YouTubes to likes and subscribes. So do that. That would be helpful because then I can get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal for this video. Brand 5 Garage. Thank you for watching.